welcome all to this webinar. So today we have with us a very esteemed guest in the form of Mukund Bangalore. Thank you very much, Mukund, for being here.
Pleasure
You are
is
on
mine.
mute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pleasure is mine.
So
Thank you.
thank you. And I think Mukund is a known, for want of a better word, more known character across the digitalization world in the country. Spearheading the digitalization in one of the biggest, and probably a company which is bigger than economies across of a few countries across the world. A very warm welcome, Mukund, to this
Thank you.
webinar. And we look forward to hear from you, especially at this crucial juncture in the country where the digitalization is becoming a major theme and also a necessity across organizations, across the industry. And
Yep.
The idea, if you look at the kind of the transformation which is happening, it's happening on many fronts, not just the utilization of the tools, but the very philosophy of how to use them with the advent of artificial intelligence and allied, fields. So I think, construction is at the forefront, and especially in our country where infrastructure becomes a major driver with all the challenges posed, across the globe. We have to build our infrastructure faster, quicker, and more infrastructure is required. Complex infrastructure is required. So in this, we would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? And I know you have prepared a presentation for us. So I'm very pretty excited to hear from you what we have. And after that, probably I would start off with a few questions to you, and we can probably open it up for audience questions.
Sure.
Can
So what I would like to start is, kind of to kickstart this series, I would like to share my screen and show with a small video how digital engineering or BIM is being construction. With that, I will start, and maybe we can take it forward from there.
In the world of infrastructure, time is money and precision is power. Building at scale no longer means building big, it means building smart. Welcome to the age of digital engineering. BIM, Building Information Modeling, where speed, scale and efficiency converge.
In this today's world, we are doing all things much faster. Same way, our EPC projects also being done in a much faster way. We need to understand the project analysis and the clashes, etc. So BIM is going to be the greatest. In future, we have to include safety, BIM for operation and maintenance, and also concept, net zero water, net zero carbon as a sustenance into BIM.
3D BIM free data and intelligence into a single smart model. This isn't just drawing, it's in 3D.
BIM is the collaborative power, mission-driven modeling.
Every element understands what it is, how it behaves, and it matters. At a Navi Mumbai International Airport, 3D BIM came to life through generative design, automating the division of GFRC petal surfaces optimized for beauty and buildability. Beyond buildings, generative design is transferred ducts and tunnels too. Adopted by high-speed infrastructure for unprecedented precision and scale. Across L&T projects, 3D BIM has led coordination and delivery. Every grader needs a conductor. In construction, it's the common data environment.
Engineers, planners and execution team all work under the same digital truth.
From Green Center Phase 2 Building 3 to CP205 MRT Jakarta has transformed how teams collaborate, eliminating version chaos, reducing errors, and powering decisions with live data.
The alignment across the disciplines gives an idea to construction team and floor managers the sequence of work to be planned.
BIM isn't just 3D, it adds time to design, helping teams visualize the future in motion. From India's high-speed rail to PT&D service, teams simulate every sequence, optimize logistics and build on schedule. What if every brick knew its cost? 5D BIM integrates budget into the enabling real-time cost analysis, change impact forecasting and cash flow control. This is budget certainty at scale. Safety isn't just enforced on-site, it's embedded from day one. BIM for Safety helps teams preempt hazards, simulate emergencies, and train workers before stepping on-site. Projects like TC4 and P25 are safer because they are built with foresight. True scale demands true accuracy. 3D control planning in BIM integrates survey points, aligns models to real-world coordinates, and ensures what's built is built right the first time.
Field BIM bridges the gap between digital plan and construction site, where construction meets precision.
From site to screen, seamless transformation of physical spaces into digital assets. Precision perfected, achieve millimeter level accuracy in complex structures. Smart models, smarter projects. Enrich your BIM with reality-based intelligence. Construction rehearsed like a performance. Digital rehearsals simulate every move before site execution. At Katni and P25, this meant fewer surprises, faster builds and tighter team sync. When you can see it, you can believe it. VR, AR and MR take BIM to the next dimension, offering immersive walkthroughs, on-site guidance and live design review. Clients decide faster, teams work smarter, everyone builds better.
The future of construction is immersive, data-driven and predictive. For us at L&T Construction, building information modeling, BIM is central to that future. It's not just about adapting to technology, it's about shaping the way India builds.
At L&T, we don't just build structures, we build certainty. Through BIM, we're not just keeping pace.
So typically, if you see this BIM implementation, most people in the industry, especially in EPC, I guess at the E level, that is the 3D model creation, people are already there. And we are no different. Almost all our design and build projects are on 3D. We create the 3D model, which we call design authoring. And then like any other industry where all our data are on cloud, even the construction industry has moved into having the data in one source of truth, what we call as a common data environment. We have moved into common data environment. At this point of time, I assume many of our participants today are a bit new to this, and I would like to tell that BIM is not a 3D model. It is a process of enabling or doing the project right from conceptual stage through the design stage to the analysis stage and then to the construction drawings, that is a fabrication stage. And then during the project, you use as a project management tool where we call as 4D BIM, where we add time data to the construction module. And then we have quantity and cost all tagged to your 3D model. And then we also our industry wants, to move towards mission zero harm. So BIM for safety, which we call as 8th dimension, is also enabled. Then we do BIM to GIS integration, where you bring the GIS information and model together, especially on linear projects where planning right from beginning on the GIS, that is on your map, and also drone data will make a lot of difference. And you use the latest visualization techniques in the form of virtual reality VR, AR, augmented reality, and MR mixed reality. This is what we have been doing, and in fact, we are also going ahead with one of our building, which will have our own facility management through BIM, which is 7D. So this is in crux what are our capabilities, and more or less most people in India can very quickly adopt to. So this is in crux what the digital engineering BIM can be adopted on our project sites. Over to you, Venkata, with any questions. I guess with this, we can open for questions. What I'll do, I will share the link for the video which I played so that people can see. I think the bandwidth threw me out, I guess.
I think we were able to see the most of the video as such. I
Oh,
think towards the end, I think there was a small issue,
yes.
and I
Okay.
think that would be the experience for others as well.
Yep.
But I think I would kind of do a little bit of a match fixing here. Okay, so I would
Okay.
kind of I'll start on behalf of this. We would like you to respond first. And we are
Okay.
keeping it a little bit more unorganized because that is where the great ideas emerge. So we would love to
Okay.
hear from everybody as well. But we will just, jog and warm up the floor for them to ask the questions. So the
Yeah.
first thing is more on a first personal and a motivation front. Okay. So
Yeah.
I would love to hear your journey, towards the
Oh, okay.
digitalization, and what are the turning points where you realize the importance of this, and in a sense give a picture of
Okay. Yeah, sure, sure.
how Mukund built his career.
Yeah, as any other youngsters, I was GET. As a GET, I joined in Bangalore a company called Baruka Power Corporation. And
Okay.
it was owner based, and they are the first private power producers in Karnataka. They had Hydel power plant in Karnataka called Shivpur, and at that point of time, they were constructing Shahpur and other places. So how my journey joined is on the first day when I went, there was this one gentleman who is 6 foot tall in the office, right in the center. He had a huge drawing board, and on transparent sheet, he was drawing. This I am telling in 95, 94, 95 when I joined the first job as a GET. Those days it was transparent sheet on which you had to do the drawing, and if there is any change you had to scratch and then do that as a blueprint. That is how it was. And with him, I got the opportunity to go to the existing Shivpur plant. And in those days, cameras had reel. And he took 35 photographs from various views, came back, and on that drawing board, did an isometric drawing of the existing power plant with photographs. And from my knowledge, even today in Baruka office in Bangalore, in the reception area, that drawing is there. I think that was probably the game changer for me. I always wanted to visualize things, and my journey started there. And I worked on power projects. Going forward, I was with companies like SR Engineering Services and Black and Witch, etc., where we worked on power, and structural steel fabrication was key. So I moved into development of fabrication drawings, and probably one of the first users where Tekla Structures was then called Xsteel. I started using Xsteel and moved into Tekla Structures. And while working in those days, I got opportunity to understand what is BIM when I attended a seminar. And somehow through experience, right through the career, started with the first few sets of 3D model, went into integration of that, and now as a continued procedure using it on site as well. So whatever I've learned is practically through the projects.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, excellent. I think I like that interesting perspective. I think the precursor to BIM, where the isometrics were drawn with photographs, and we're kind of digitalizing now with drones, and bringing all the fancy toys to construction. So with that, I would just hop back onto that one single thing which you have said, that BIM is not necessarily a modeling tool, but it's essentially a process which you have to embark on. Now that is a great idea, and I think that's the right concept to go ahead. But it also poses a dilemma for the young professionals.
Okay.
What should I learn? Because what would happen is then, because if it's a tool, I can always learn and then go ahead. But now process involves, a little bit of culture, a little bit of tool, a little bit of the organizational, flavor, etc.
Yeah.
So what should I skill up then?
See, according to me, to explain to this, I'll do one thing. I'll just share one slide and explain why it is a process and not a particular tool. And I hope my screen is visible. See, when we tell BIM or building information modeling,
Can
typically,
yeah, now we got the full screen. Sorry.
yeah,
Please go ahead.
typically people think building there is a literal building, but no, it is not. It is actually a verb which says adding information to a model. When I have a 3D model and I can add information to it, which could start right from the conceptual stage. Nowadays, you have a lot of tools like SketchUp or Pharma, etc., where you can quickly create your conceptual model and take it through to the design stage. The same model get updated to the design stage. You use it for engineering analysis and then do the construction good or fabrication good models, generate the drawings out of it. And during the project management, you do 4D and 5D, that is integrating timeline, quantity and cost, and the facility management. Now, what is that you want to learn? Like it again, I always believe it is on the passion, what you want to follow. If you are someone who wants to work in project site and do the project management, which I feel is one of the key areas when it comes to construction, then it is where you start learning the integrated BIM process and learn the integrated BIM platforms like 4D and 5D, where you know how to connect the BIM model with the planning tools, be it the Primaveras of the world or Microsoft Project and your SAP, so that you get, with respect to the model, the time and quantity and cost information. If you are someone who wants to do at the design stage, then you will be learning the design authoring tools, be it Revit, Tekla, and if you are from MEP background, you could be taking up Aviva, E3D, SP3D, depending on what background. Like if you are structural, probably Revit, and Tekla would be the tool which you will use during the authoring stage. And if you are someone who is at the execution other than the planning team, then you could look at equipments which are enabled with BIM. And another thing is, as a BIM, now every professional, even the execution engineers, need to know a basic, because the way earlier people were reading drawing sheets, now people read the drawing models more than the drawing sheets. That is why common data environment has come, and you can see through mobiles. So you choose which field you want to be. If it is design office, learn the process and the tools required to generate the model. If you are going to work for Insight, use the tool and process where you execute using the models in project site. I hope that will answer your question.
Yeah, I think it gives a very good understanding of what the process is. And I think what we are saying is that the emphasis is on the information and building up that information through the project rather than on the modeling, right? So that's the thing. I think I think that's an important thing, and I think that's where I think skilling or reskilling yourself, not just with the tool but with the processes. And for example, those kinds of digitally enabled process related skill sets, maybe the standards associated with it, the open BIM frameworks which enable interoperability, which is
that's
very important in this.
That's the crux. Now, most like I told, instead of telling one tool, I told the process, because trust me, you cannot do one complete life cycle with one software. you have to use based on different situation, and again based on the type of project you have to use various tools, and that is where OpenBIM comes in, and which is being run or pushed by BuildingSMART, and we here in CDCP also are pushing, where you use the OpenBIM format irrespective. Like if I'm using Insight, irrespective of the authoring tool, I can open it in other tools when it is done on OpenBIM. I think that's one of the key factor when you move through the life cycle of the project.
That's correct. I think the tools have their own utilities in terms of the ease of authoring, the ease of doing certain bits of the BIM, but it's the old Chinese story, right? I mean, the elephant and the blind man kind of a thing. But the real elephant is the way in which these tools can talk to each other, and that's enabled through these interoperable protocols, which are either through your process, what you said, or through OpenBIM frameworks. I think is one of the skill set, I think, which I can take away as a, as an important skill set, which I think all of us have to really look at. So just in those directions, I just want to understand if at your organization, being at the helm of digitalization and BIM, what are the kind of programs, I mean, upskilling and reskilling of the workforce, which you are undertaking, and what would you like to share with us?
I think the other name of L&T is learning and training. So we have various academies. One such academy is BIM Academy. We started BIM Academy in 2019. I will quickly, for the benefit of the people, just share a few things. So right now we have implemented BIM on around 222 projects out of current design and build 253 projects. How that can be done is we have our own BIM Academy where we create our calendar. This is for our internal professionals where we enroll them, we train them, and various, it is again based on the technology, the process based, the seminars, webinars, tool based, etc. So in crux to tell, for anything to happen, you need to have a process. In fact, in our portal, people, we are working all across the globe in every look and corner. As academy, we cannot reach out to everybody. So we have our portal where people from anywhere can go and see recorded sessions, can see recorded videos, and also can reach out to the class sessions that happens online, offline, and most of them are project specific. So learning and training, and as you know, digital world, the process, the technology adoption is very quick. So we keep updating the people on regular basis.
One, I would just throw the, wrench in the works, okay? I just want to understand. See, I mean, many organizations have this fear, okay? When you skill people up in especially these kinds of tools, which the market is demanding nowadays, you may not, you see that people, the attrition might go up,
Attrition.
people would
Sir, attrition is always there, and it is not that we are not affected. We are also affected. However, the attrition level would be as minimal because of various other facilities L&T provides. If I could tell that. And also I would like to tell, if there are people who enjoy working on big complex projects and with latest technologies, those people normally don't find a better place than L&T, if I could put it that way, because I know I'm a proud L&Tian. And that's one reason I don't think we will. It doesn't mean that we don't have attrition. We do have attrition, but the numbers is less. But just fearing attrition, we don't stop training our people who will have to execute. So the number of people trained and the number of people executing it is important for us, and that's continued process.
Yeah, so that I think sitting in L&T, it's a very comfortable thing to answer that. So I would further probe you there. Okay, so let's say if I am a small company or a medium-sized company, and
Yeah.
would it make sense for me to scale up my employees or
Very,
even the organization?
very sure, very true, sir. I'll tell you, the people in digital hearing BIM, those who report to me, the average age is between 25 to 35. And of course, forgetting the package point of view, but most of these youngsters love digital. They want to work smart. It's not that they want to work hard. They want to work smart and achieve the same. And that can be achieved through these kind of technologies. And they want to work in atmospheres where they are being challenged, where there are new things for them to do and stuff like that. So I would, and also this process does not come at huge cost. Even a small company can start adapting to this. It's not that big companies only, it's not a big equipment or big machinery that you are putting where you cannot afford. Even small companies can afford and can put and make use of this. So this is something which has to be, instead of telling can be, has to be adopted by everyone. And youngsters definitely should use, according to me.
Perfect. I think I just triggered one, quick thing. I think earlier we had a discussion where in one of the forums, people said that BIM is kind of bringing the glamour back to construction. I think you have added one more word. It is also bringing the smartness back to construction. So I think to make our yes, sir, please.
No, because see, if you have 4D, for example, and some senior management or somebody comes and asks you the status of the project, if you have not adopted this, you would take n number of hours to create some reports and show to him and make him understand. If you have enabled BIM, it's all one click. Do you want to work hours together to show one dashboard or click one button and show the dashboard? So you don't need to work extra hours if you can adapt to smart technology.
That is true. I think that summarizes things, and therefore I think it's probably a much larger problem when it comes to the medium and the smaller organization in terms of the amount of time each resource can afford. Because being a big company, L&T can afford a few resources to just work on dashboards, whereas the same person has to do a lot of other works, when it comes to other organizations. So I think you have brought out a very good point there. I think that's where I think I also happen to understand that the chat is not enabled. If someone would like to pose a question, if you can just raise your hands, the coordinator here would enable chat for you to pose questions.
Dr. Venkata, I think there are some questions already.
Please, if you have a question or a doubt, so we can enable chat. We can start seeing some questions now. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me see. I just yes. Now I can see the question and answers. Yes. It's still loading up. Okay. So that's one thing which we have to get used to.
I think Dr. Venkata last it. I'll just tell what I think. What he was telling is nowadays clients are mandating, and how do you go about it? Well, when client mandate is there, we definitely adopt it. There is no doubt. But we are not waiting for clients to mandate. We internally have taken a call to implement BIM across all our projects. And we have been adopting, as per the project requirement, we have been adopting various use cases of BIM. Which, like, for example, I think one of the questions which I think I saw a couple of minutes back is how and when the mandate of BIM on projects will happen? Will it stop the corruption? And then, okay, that's a different way of, okay. But yeah, when it comes to BIM, we have been adopting on our projects irrespective of client's requirement. Of course, if client has mandated few things that he wants, we definitely adopt that and we go a bit more than that, because the reason we are adopting BIM is not only to satisfy client, but we have found the benefit out of it. We know what we get. So that is one of the key reasons why we have adopted BIM. So yes, other than client requirements, as a mandate internally, we have been adopting BIM to answer to the question.
Excellent. So just one, quick follow-up. Sorry, I just got disconnected, so it's my turn
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
no problem.
disconnected.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry about it, but so I just want to understand, this common data environments, etc. So how
Yeah.
does this kind of a thing work? So L&T mandates some vendors, or how?
Yeah, CD, what we are doing, we have our own, based on the project type, we choose a common data environment to be put. And most likely all our subcontractors, vendors, and in many cases, even the clients are all brought into that platform so that the internal project communication happens through that and we have one source of truth. So CD is a must on all our project and we are having CD in all our projects, and based on the project requirement, based on role and responsibilities, people are added to that. Yes.
Very interesting. So just I think we are also about 10 minutes away from 3. So I would like to we understood what L&T is doing, what your career has shaped up, etc. And then you have given a great view of what the BIM process, etc. So just to come from an industry perspective, and from a perspective where, let's say, a professional wants to skill up, etc. Uh, what do you think are now the must-haves for the construction industry? Or in a sense, what would give you the better packages and or the better career opportunities to grow forward? In terms of, from your experience, what digital skill sets are becoming must-haves for young professionals?
One thing that I would tell is during our engineering days or even diploma stage, people should be exposed to design authoring, that is creating models to some extent, and also to the process. It doesn't matter which tool because ultimately the process is same. Of course, in India, there are some favored tools by the industry people based on the type of industry because that is more curated for that. But yeah, if you could get, when I say design authoring, it means creating the 3D model, be it Revits of the world, Teklas of the world, Aviva, E3D, SP3D, whatever. Learn based on your background and also get a feel of how the information gets added to it. And that information is what you can decide as you join. So that is one part of it. And also, like in the previous days, reading the drawing and understanding the drawing was a must, irrespective of what stage of the project cycle you were. Now, understanding the model, using the model has become a compulsion. Over a period of time, in few days, drawing sheet utilization will start going down because there are some equipments today in the market which we are using where 3D model is a direct input to it. And then it starts doing the like your total stations. You don't just feed by looking at the values, the model becomes the input and stuff like that. So I feel understanding the BIM process is one thing, and those who have adopted to it gets more and more opportunities because more and more companies want to adopt to BIM, and I know for sure there is dearth of, there is very few people who have got good experience in BIM. So there is a lot of demand as of today for digital engineered people.
Yeah, so one question which people really say is BIM essentially is a design tool, not a construction tool.
Yeah, in fact, as we speak today, I'm here in one of a big project kickoff meeting, and I just took this break. Design stage work to create the 3D model is about 70% of your overall BIM process. The benefit is about 15 to 20%. What benefit I get is I get to visualize, I get to do class check, and I get to do drawing generation. I put 70% of my labor and create a nice dish. I use the next 30% of work on it and benefit 70% when I use it on the field. So it is that ratio according to me. If I have a BIM model, I do a proper project management system. Today I'm doing 3D control and planning where my model becomes input to the equipments. I do virtual reality and augmented reality. Augmented reality is where I take the model to the execution place and I see what things are going how. So trust me, design benefit is 30%, execution benefit is 70%. So BIM at field is one of the key today. And that is where I think in the future, more and more job opportunities will be also.
Perfect. I think is probably the competitive edge also which the industries would get. I think excellent. So with that, you told about the future. So I would love to end this discussion on that note. Where do you think the construction industry is heading to? I mean, with all the things coming in, etc. So how do
I
you,
think
where is our compass going?
I think if you see most of the government's strategies and stuff like that, I think one of the key sectors where the main budget is being put is also infrastructure. And as you opened the session telling India and infrastructure are the key. And even if we see our own Lakshya, that is a strategy what we in L&T have, we are very clear. I think the current generation who is coming out from colleges will have hands full of work till they retire. And we need more and more infrastructure. We are right now seeing metros. We have just now started looking high-speed rail. And high-speed rail, we have just looked at one corridor, Mumbai to Ahmedabad. But even a couple of days back, they've announced that they will very soon start for 4 other sectors. Name the industry, the importance is given for infrastructure. And I think there is no, we will be busy for quite many years and lot of job. And to be frank with you, skilled engineers in our field, core engineers, is very less today. I think people should adapt to this, take it as a challenge, and I think we'll have a great future, to be frank with you.
Perfect. I think that sounds it. I think we'll end up with what Mr. Sujoy Mukherjee also has just asked about. So I will just pose this one last question. I think now there are a lot of other guys who are doing it. So probably you can take it when you can look at it. But if you look at the implementation of BIM, right? I mean, how do we ensure that it reaches to all projects? Because that's the other thing. Yeah.
See, I think slowly India per se overall is moving towards that, where I see a lot of organizations who are trying to create quite some awareness sessions, including CDCP is also doing a great role in trying to reach out to people with respect to awareness. Similarly, within L&T, we have on a regular basis lot of seminars, webinars. Monthly, we have 2 webinar and 1 seminar on different topics of BIM. We reach out to people and we keep on talking about new use cases. We also have a quarterly magazine called BIMology, where we are taking project case studies, where the project team is talking and telling the benefits they got from that project. So when other projects look into that, they get an idea what all they can do. And then we have conclave, what we call BIM conclave in L&T. It's a pure internal one, where we pull in people. It's a live relay of what is happening. We have BIM Excellence Award for the top 5 projects of the year. Similarly, PAN in India, if I take, I see a lot of seminars happening, especially talking about the BIM process and digital engineering process. I see, webinars happening on regular basis. So reaching out to people is through these, and nice magazines is what I think. And I think we should do more and more so that more people get an awareness and start adapting at some stage.
Excellent. I think just to, because this is going like a BIM marketing session, so I would love to ask one question, which is also posed by some person. I think it's Sunil probably who said, what are the implementation challenges? You see these fancy things, etc. But what are the challenges right now?
No, there are challenges. Nothing. I think everyone should understand the only constant thing in this world is change. And when you pose change, it's not easy to make people understand and make them to adopt. Many people at the beginning feel that this is extra work. So you have to keep on talking to them, convincing them, create some samples, show them the benefit, and a BIM is successful only if they use that for the first 3 months. Trust me, the first 3 months is the biggest challenge, and that 3 months we keep on giving extra support to the project team and make them start using it, make it a habit. So once it becomes a habit, people will adopt. Making it a habit is the biggest challenge, and for which we have our own ways. Like we go to them, we put one guy who will keep on creating for them, make their work easier. Then we start showing the number of hours they saved. Quantity extraction per se, for example, you need to take quantity estimates at different stages of the project, which take n number of hours. But if you are on BIM, it's all one click. So start showing them the benefit, small benefit. Do not go for the bigger fruits. Show the small fruits which they can pluck very quickly, and then they will start adapting. So that's the way you have to do.
Excellent. I think there are a few more questions on digital twins, the impact of IoT and IoE and these kinds of things. Any quick thoughts on this, especially on your complex infra projects?
Yes. Thanks to the recent proof of concept that we did with a couple of companies, including Autodesk and other things, we are now going to have one of our building with live digital twin that Technology Center 4 in our Manapakam campus will have. We did the proof of concept where we can put IoT sensors in the project for our facility management. It can give you live temperature, illumination, carbon content at that time. All, and even you can control and monitor it through the BIM model. We will be using Autodesk the Tandem application for the same, and we have done the proof concept, and we were very happy. And as we speak, we are working on that. The sensors are being placed in the project site. So yeah, it is a very good technology that is coming where you will get live data from your project. So we are that is called 7D, by the way, and we are probably next 2 months time, if we have some seminar or webinar, I can show the live data as well.
Yes, I think with the wave of questions which are coming in, I think people are very excited. But we are also hitting the time, as I know you are done that. Yes, please. Okay.
What we can do, Dr. Venkata, is we can take note and take the attendance, and I will definitely answer all the questions and share it with you guys so that it can be sent to everyone. I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much for that offer. I think we would take on that, and then we will send you those questions and circulate your replies back to the webinar participants. And I think this is like a topic which, when people get excited, is like BIM, right? I mean, there's no stopping once you get started, as you rightly pointed out. And that's the reason why I think we are also having a series of these webinars where people can get to discuss these issues, which normally they don't have forums to do it. For her to do it. So I think that way, I think the number of questions also shows the interest, what's happening, right? So I think that's great. And I think BIM is here to stay. I think I've seen some things where I was also asked a question whether it should initiate, the push should initiate in academia or industry or where. I would say there's no push involved now. I mean, going with the lean concept now, everything will get pulled. So because the BIM is going to stay, I think we should all fall in line. I think whether it is academia or industry, all of them have their own part to play. And I think at L&T, you are really leading the front where you are, showcasing how industries can really adopt these technologies. How do we upskill and train the current professionals who are actually on the field? Academia also, as we have very active programs in BIM. Um,
Very true.
at all the IITs, at all the the national engineering colleges, but this has to also spread across to very different kinds of universities. So that's the job on academia side, of course, to equip the future professionals. And the current professionals lies in bodies, in organizations such as L&T, but also on the bodies where platforms like CDCP, platforms like BuildingSMART, and these programs where we can also help out in terms of training and upskilling people to meet the challenges of future. And one of the reasons why this webinar series is there is for that. And I think without much further delay, thank you, Mukund. I think it has
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure to listen to what you have done. And I really like that idea of taking 35 photographs and putting it, and that inspired you on the visualization journey.
Yes.
We have seen some of the excellent technologies which L&T is using on the field, which gives us a case study of that it can be done on the field. There is not, and then you have shown a useful business case, because finally, given all these curiosity about technology, you are still a business to run, and if you are adopting that, then it's it is actually helping your business. So that way, it's the return is also there. I think excellent. I think
Thank you,
we
sir.
are really inspired, as Kiran is also just now posting. We are inspired by your journey, and I think
Thank you, sir.
at least we found some direction in our career compasses. I think at least a few of us.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Over,
sir.
yeah, and
Thank you.
look forward to hear you from you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, and
Thank you all, and all the best for all of you. Thank you so much.